Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is definitely different. If you don't have curly hair, nothing I say is going to matter to you, so you can go ahead and turn this video off. But shout out to Laya, Kalia, Emma, all my girls that have curly hair, that have naturally textured hair, that want an easy routine that will help enhance your natural curl pattern. I have learned some tricks in the last 20 years dealing with this mane, and I'm going to share some of them with you and some of my favorite products. So it's going to be a collection of a couple videos as I go through my styling routine, because I'm not obviously going to record like 30, 45 minutes worth of a routine. So I just thought I'd start with, I use a couple products. I kind of go between two brands. This is the Lus, L-U-S, Love Yourself, Love Your Curls brand, and I love them. And the other brand I use that I really adore is Curlsmith. Do not use DevaCurl. They ruined my curls. I'm not kidding. Like, literally my hair fell out. Do not use DevaCurl. I don't care if Ulta sells it. I don't care if your hairstylist sells it. Don't use it. It's terrible. It's garbage. So anyways, these two products, I know these two brand lines of product work. So I went in the shower with my step one. If you're using Lus or Curlsmith, this is a water activated product, which means you add water, it lathers more, and you need about half as much. If you're using a regular shampoo, you should be using a generous amount of shampoo. I go in with the conditioner, and then I also went in with my deep conditioner. So if you have damaged hair from processing, highlights, color, just overall environmental stressors, too much brushing, too much detangling, this is your best friend, a deep conditioner. I do it once to twice a week. If I don't do this one, I do an Olaplex treatment or a K18 treatment. K18 runs about $75 for a bottle. Olaplex runs about $28 to $30 a bottle. I use the number 3 and the number 8. So I love those products. They're wonderful. I also today did my detox. So I did a clarifying treatment. So I did a 3-step clarifying treatment. That is not mandatory, but if you're using a silicone enhanced product, you're gonna want to clarify as a curly about once a week. So clarifying is just using a more stripping shampoo, getting the buildup off the hair shaft and getting the buildup off the scalp so that your hair will grow out more, it'll grow longer, it'll grow healthier, and it will not look so weighed down. So chances are, if your hair curls are looking flat and kind of weighed down, you need to clarify. You need more shampoo and maybe more protein. So I'm going to just take my Lus or my wet brush that are designed to brush out my curls, and I'm going to, for the first time and only time in this whole tutorial, I'm going to have straight hair, I'm going to smooth it, and then I'm going to do something called squish to condish, which means you hear this squishy sound. I'm squishing the product into my hair. I did that a lot before I got on the camera, and then I put it in a claw clip. I wait 20 to 30 minutes, and then I will be back with you once I am rinsed and ready to style. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. She's back and she's rinsed. I am ready to brush style. I wanted to also mention, if you are losing the amount of hair of a small gerbil every time you shower as a curly, you are doing something right. So if you find that your hair is like falling out by the clumpful, just know it's because curlies tend to only wash their hair 2 to 3 times a week, which is what's recommended. Maybe even once if you can get away with it. And I'm just detangling gently with my Lus brush. Anyways, we only wash our hair like 2 to 3 times a week. So you're going to lose a lot more strands. The amount that you would normally lose if you washed every day, you're going to lose more of that every wash day. So don't let it startle you if you have like a small mammal on your wall of your shower. Anyways, I did my deep condition. I am just going to part, and I'm going to start the scrunch process and the product process in my hair. I'm going to do a side part, even though TikTok says I shouldn't. It really helps my hair dry nice. It's not necessarily how I'm going to wear it styled, but I really like to brush style. Oh, these glasses. I really like to brush style on the side. I think it gives you more lift at your root. Anyways, so I am soaking wet. But I'm going to have to get even wetter to make these products work. These products are all water-based products, and also they are enhanced by water. You want a lot of moisture. I wanted to give a shout out to a company called OWAY. Owe is an organic Italian brand that is all in glass material packaging, and I love it. It's also something I sometimes use in my routine. I might use a little today. And then the Olaplex number 8 that I talked about, and then number 3, this is what they look like. The combination of these is really, really great for your hair. It strengthens at the molecular bond level. So when you break bonds by styling and heat and all the things I'm going to do next, these repair those. Also, the K18 is a molecular structured bond repairing system that works a little differently. You can definitely, this is not promoted by anyone. You can go to those websites and check out the science behind it and what they do. Lastly, I'm going to probably use the Lust line today, but you could easily do this with Aussie. You could easily do this with L'Oreal or Curlsmith or any other brand besides Diva Curl. And we're just going to go through a 2-product, 3-product routine. So the first thing I always do is my curl cream. And so I'm going to go ahead and go in after I'm detangled with my all-in-one. I'm going to do maybe, let's see, how many pumps am I going to do? I'm going to do 2 pumps. And I like to glaze my roots a little bit while they're soaking wet because they're not going to be soaking wet for long because they are going to dry really fast. So I like to glaze my roots so I don't get a lot of frizz up there. And I just do like 1 or 2 pumps, pretty light amount up there. And I just like to get it in there while it's wet and while it's going to soak in the best. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to section. So I'm going to pull up the majority of my hair. God, I'm so wet. I'm dripping. Hope I don't get it on my computer. So I'm going to section. And then every single section is going to get curl cream, some kind of curl cream. And I am pretty generous. I use 2 to 3 pumps on each section. And I'm using the rake technique. And then I go through with either a Denman brush or my Lust brush. And this is the magic. I shake it out, right? So then once I've got some curl clumps established, you see those curl clumps establishing, I can rake some more if I'm not happy with them. And then I'm going to go ahead, put my brush here, use a little bit of tension, get to the end, start to shake. And then I've got some beautiful frizz-free curls established. I'm going to give them a gentle squish. I saw a really good video on you should squish like this, not scrunch like that. That creates frizz. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to stop the video and do the rest of my hair. And then show you the top how I do it. So I'm putting this root to tip. And I'm just putting this all in one, root to tip. And I'm really getting it through on every single strand. Going in with a little bit of tension on the brush. Separating the curls. Also, the brush really does matter. You do need a brush for curly hair. I'm letting those curl clumps fall. I'm happy with it, so I'm going to give it a little squish. I've got enough water in my hair, so it's going to, oh, and then I just screwed it up. See, how it looks when it's wet is how it's going to look when it's dry. So I want to make sure every tangle is out and it is smoothed. So then I'm going to take it really gently, gather it up, pull it up here, and get a nice curl pattern going, and I'm going to give it a nice squish. And I do this everywhere on my hair. And look at the curl pattern. Ah, magic. All right, so I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to do this on most of my head, and then I will be back with you to do the gel. Hey, so we're just about done with these big sections, and I wanted to mention a couple things about styling. So when I am doing this all-in-one, and see I'm separating, and I'm making sure that I'm getting to every section, I am adding water. Right here, I got a Mr. bottle. You can use any kind of bottle you have, but I am adding water every single time I get to a section that is not feeling soaking wet. And if you are styling correctly, it's gonna take you probably 10 minutes to brush style. So I am having to add water when I get to the sections that are a little drier. And that is going to really make sure that I don't get the frizz from my product not meshing with water. Because remember, these are all water activated products. So I'm just gliding my brush through, creating a little bit of tension by holding the top of my hair, really getting the separation of the curl clumps, separating, and then I'm going through base of the hair, lifting it up, gently giving it a squish, and you can hear the squish. And then I've got my last section. So we are getting down to the wire, the final section that needs curl cream. This is the most important thing when you're styling when you're brush styling, is to really make sure you're lifting from the root. You see how I'm always brushing away from my root and getting that lift and not letting the hair sit and get flat. I've added a generous amount of water to this. It is soaking wet, just as if I had gotten out of the shower. I'm kind of wringing out the water. Oh, look at that curl. It's gorgeous. It's going to be such a pretty ringlet. And as you can see, my side part is lifting that root, right? And then you can hear the squishing. There's so much water in my hair right now, and it's hydrating my hair. So now that we've got all of our curl cream in, we've brush styled, we're gonna go in with a nice glaze. This is the Lush Irish Sea Moss Gel. We're going to glaze over the hair with this gel, and we're going to use a technique called the praying hands technique. Sorry, it's new. And I'm going to take a generous amount of gel, and I am going to take my hand and glaze over very gently, not disrupting what I've created. And then I'm going to scrunch. I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to glaze over what I've created, give it a scrunch. This is my hold, right? So this is going to give me lasting curls into day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm scrunching, encouraging the curl pattern, getting some on the underbody of my hair. And I'm just adding a lot of gel. I like a good hard cast. A cast, if you're wondering when you're watching all these curly videos, is where the gel and the cream make a kind of hard feeling cast. It sets your hair and it makes the curls a lot more prominent, and I'm just squishing the product into my hair. As you see, I'm really aggravating the scalp, but not the curls, right? So I'm leaving them alone, and I'm really just trying to encourage them to do their natural thing. I'm like, all right, babies, you got all the protein you need, got all the conditioning you need. Let's see what you can do when I dry. So, a couple of takeaways. Always style on soaking wet hair. It should squish every time you scrunch. And then get enough gel on there that you're gonna get good hold. And don't aggressively scrunch. Don't go, you are totally disrupting your curl pattern and creating frizz. All right, I'm gonna dry off my hands. I'm gonna get ready to diffuse. And at this point, you could air dry. If you air dry, flip your head from side to side at your root, or clip your roots up into a curl clip, or like a clip like this, and that will help you with volume. So you could just stop here and air dry. It would take me 3 or 4 hours, so I'm gonna show you how to diffuse. I'll be right back. One thing I forgot to add, if you're a natural dryer, you can take a t-shirt and squish out the excess product and excess water to speed up your dry time. So I do this to encourage the curl pattern, to make my diffusing time a little bit shorter. And I'm squishing in an upward motion and scrunching out the hair. Now remember, terry cloth towels, not gonna work. Gonna create tons of tension, pull, and stress. You do not want a towel. You want either a specific towel made for curly hair, or you want a t-shirt, a cotton t-shirt, and you want to scrunch up and scrunch to the side. So that's a really nice little hack to speed up your air dry time. So for those of you who have blow dryers, all of us, you need a diffuser. Oh my gosh, these diffusers are like $12.99 or $19.99 on Amazon. This will change your life. I have the universal, which opens up like this and attaches onto any size blow dryer. It was literally, I think, 15 bucks. I can send you a link if you need it. But I'm using the Ceramic Babyliss Pro blow dryer. It has a setting of warm, and I'm gonna use low, and I'm gonna do something called hover diffuse. So hovering diffusing is like this. And it is what it says. You literally hover the blow dryer over your curls until you're about 40 to 50% dry. I'm gonna do this off camera, but you're just going to gently hover around the curls, and then we will start doing a different process to make the curls bounce a little bit more. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit. So once you're done with hover diffusing, I like to flip my roots over and hover diffuse like this, focusing on the roots, getting enough heat, and drying them first. Hello, I'm back. It's done. It's dry. I've got about 90% dry on the diffuser using the Pixie diffuser method. There's lots of YouTube videos on that. I've kind of side parted, got a lot of nice little ringlets going on, and I go about 90% dry, and then I air dry the rest so that I avoid some frizz. And then I have run a little bit of bonding oil by Curlsmith in my hair, and I've scrunched out a lot of the crunch like this. So I'm scrunching out a lot of that product hold and that cast to make it a lot fluffier. I've kind of fluffed the root up a little bit, kind of shake it to get more volume. But this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful to see how to get your curls to clump appropriately and how to love your natural texture and your natural curls. So to all my curlies, hang in there. It does get better. My curls did not look this good 6 months ago. They really do change, and they have, you know, memory, and they really do improve over time the more you do it. So be consistent. Wash twice a week, style twice a week, protect your hair when you sleep with a silk pillowcase or a satin bonnet, and consider getting a diffuser. It really helps. Speeds up your dry time. So anyways, hope this was helpful, and enjoy your curly hair, and DM for any questions, and subscribe and follow along.